All right, so I think we're going to go ahead and get started. So, good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining here today. My name is Charlotte Shine. I'm one of the Giant Company dietitians. So, thanks for joining our Meal Solution Monday class series. For this class series this month, for the month of March, we are focusing all on seafood. So, if you practice Lent, these recipe inspirations will be really good for Fridays. So, our recipe for today is going to be a Vietnamese noodles and grilled shrimp, which is super delicious, especially with the flavors. Love the flavors with this meal. So we can go ahead to the next slide. Okay, so the benefits of shrimp. So I see a lot of you already are eating shrimp, incorporating into your meal plan, but shrimp is a wonderful thing to eat. So it's high in protein and low in calories, so really good for weight management especially. So 4 ounces or about 5 shrimp is around 14 grams of protein and then only 80 calories. So especially if you are, I guess, thinking about weight management, weight loss, it's really a great food to incorporate. Also a good source of omega-3 fatty acids. We know that this is really important for brain health and heart health. Also a good source of selenium, which is a mineral, especially this time of year. A lot of germs still going around, but it really helps with our immunity and immune health. Also, what's nice about shrimp is it pairs really well with a variety of different marinades, spices, and sauces as well. So just wanted to review a little bit of the benefits of shrimp since we're talking about seafood all this month in this class series. Okay, so this is our recipe for today. So it is a Vietnamese style noodles with grilled shrimp. And you can put your answer in the chat too if anybody has maybe made something similar to this. And actually, I'll do that later during the recipe, our poll question. So for this recipe, what I did before class is I already cooked our vermicelli rice noodles. They only take about maybe not even 3 minutes, but between 2 and 3 minutes. So I already cooked about 8 ounces and I rinsed it with cool water. So you can see here, so I already have my vermicelli noodles ready to go. Also, we're going to mix together some fish sauce, sugar, lime juice, minced garlic, and some sesame oil as well. Also, we're going to top it with some peanuts. We're going to cook our shrimp and then also incorporate into our bowl some carrots and cabbage, which gives this recipe nice crunch. And of course, topping it off with some cilantro leaves. So no, cilantro can either be a hit or miss with some people, but it really gives nice flavor. So this recipe serves 4 protein per serving, 21 grams, and then 5 grams of fiber. So really good fiber with this recipe inspiration. And it does get 1 guiding star. So we know that guiding stars is that nutritional navigation program. So the more stars that a recipe on savory gets or a product in store, the more nutritionally beneficial it is. So more vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and those types of things. All right, so that is our recipe for today. So we will go ahead and get started. Okay. So like I said before class, what I did is I already cooked my vermicelli rice noodles. So again, this is made from rice flour, so it only takes about, again, not even 3 minutes, but I just did probably like 2.5 minutes, and then I rinsed it with cool water. So this is the angel thin vermicelli noodles, so you can see it right here. So we'll incorporate that a little bit at the end. So to cook the shrimp, I have my extra jumbo shrimp right here. So this is not cooked yet, but thawed. And then what was I gonna say about that? So I did thaw it. So this was the extra large jumbo shrimp that you get in the frozen section in the seafood section. So I already thawed it out. So you can do that right before you make it, or you can put the bag in the refrigerator overnight to thaw it as well. So let me go ahead and turn my skillet on. So the recipe says about grilled shrimp. So you can either do grilled shrimp if you have a grill pan, or you can pan fry it or just put it in a skillet to cook it. So it normally takes around 5 minutes or so. So what I also did too with my thawed shrimp is I already put about a tablespoon of toasted sesame oil on it. So this will help it not to stick in the skillet. So let's go ahead, since this takes just a little bit, let me go ahead and place my shrimp on our skillet. So I already heated up this pan. I think the toasted sesame oil also gives nice flavor as well. So for this recipe is about a pound. So I did about half of a 2-pound bag, frozen shrimp. All right, so just a couple more. So again, about 5 minutes or so, for these. All right, so I'll go ahead and put this in my sink. All right, and actually let me grab, some tongs. All right, so we have those. Let me turn down the heat just a little bit. So let's do our poll question quickly. And I just want to know if you eat shrimp as a part of your meal plan. So let's pull up this poll and see what everybody has to say. So you can go ahead and answer that question. Do you eat shrimp? So we'll just answer that while this shrimp is cooking. So again, with the shrimp too, when it's cooking, you want it to be not that translucent color, but more of a pink. So usually shrimp takes not too long to cook. All right. So give everybody a couple more seconds for that poll question as I'm turning the shrimp. All right. These are very slick. All right, just a couple more. Turn that, okay. Just letting it cook a little bit. So let's see what everybody had to say. So it looks like the majority of you said yes. But again, there's still some that do not eat shrimp. So I think that this recipe, if you make it at home, you'll definitely like shrimp, this with all the flavors. But a lot of different benefits, of course, nutrition benefits with eating shrimp. So thanks everybody for answering that question. Okay, I'm gonna turn down the heat just a little bit. Let me turn this couple of shrimp over. So it's already even starting to cook through. So again, shrimp does not take that long to cook. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to blend together our kind of a marinade. So get this. So in our bowl, we are going to do 2 tablespoons of fish sauce. This is the fish sauce that I have. So we'll go ahead and do 2 tablespoons. And of course, keeping an eye on the shrimp. Doesn't overcook too much. So 1, and 2. We're also going to put in 2 teaspoons of sugar. Let me actually check this. Shrimp. All right, I think this is actually almost done. Turn down the heat a little bit. Okay, so we're going to add 2 teaspoons of sugar. So 1, 2. We're also going to include some minced garlic, so 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. So the minced garlic, I probably mentioned this in a lot of different classes. I always like this pre-cut minced garlic because you don't have to get it on your fingers at all, and it's ready to go. And honestly, I use this throughout the week for many different meals. So I always like this product that we have. So for this noodle recipe, we're going to do 2 teaspoons. And then a tablespoon of toasted sesame oil as well. So 1 tablespoon. And as well as some lime juice, which you can either already get in the container or you can squeeze it yourself. I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze it myself. So this recipe calls for 3, I believe, yes, 3 tablespoons of lime juice. This one doesn't seem to have as much juice, but this one does. All right. I think the lime juice, especially with the garlic and all the different flavors, makes this meal very delicious. Let me try to get some lime juice out of these other halves. All right. So just a couple more to squeeze. And again, if you don't like doing this, you can always just get it in the container, makes it a little bit easier. All right, so we're gonna add that to our bowl. All right, we're gonna add that to our bowl. So we're gonna mix this together. Let me grab a fork. A little bit of garlic fell out, but it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and set this to the side. Let me check on this shrimp. So it looks like all of these are cooked through. I'm gonna turn that off. So the next thing I'm going to do is bring over my cutting board. Let me wipe it down a little bit with a paper towel. And we're just going to, one of our toppings for this recipe is peanuts, which I think always gives a nice crunch and healthy fats. So here's peanuts. I just have the roasted, unsalted Nature's Promise peanuts. I'm just gonna kind of, you probably don't even have to do this step. We're just gonna chop it down just a little bit more. Just chopping it down just a little bit, but again, you probably could skip this step and just be fine. Okay. So again, I just used our Nature's Promise roasted unsalted peanuts. So I'll go ahead and set this to the side and we'll start building our Vietnamese style noodles with grilled shrimp. It says grilled shrimp, really just kind of pan fry it, but you can grill it as well. Okay, let me get different tongs. So I'm going to bring here over my bowl. We're going to put in the rice noodles first. So go ahead and again pre-cook these before class, and then rinse with some cooler water. They're a little bit stuck together. I think even if you wanted to incorporate some type of whole grain instead of the noodles, that would be fine. You do like a quinoa or brown rice. Still think it would be really good, and it gives you a little bit of extra fiber as well. All right, so I have my vermicelli noodles right here. We're also going to add matchstick carrots, give some nice color and crunch. Go ahead and add that into our bowl. And what's nice about this is they're already washed and ready to eat. You can reseal it and then use it for another meal. The next thing I'm going to add, so the recipe says about adding cabbage, but I always like our Nature's Promise vegetable slaw, which has a cabbage in it. So what this one has in it is green cabbage, red cabbage, broccoli, and then carrots as well. So I don't know if you've seen this in the store, but it's a nice for sandwiches, stir fries, different meals. Okay, so we're adding in this. We're going to go ahead and top it. So see, nice color for this one. So we're also going to add some of our shrimp. So again, the shrimp didn't take too long to make, but you can see that these are a nice pink color. They're a nice pink color, and then they're not too like shriveled up. If they're too shriveled up, they're going to be very rubbery and they're kind of overcooked. So shrimp can be a hard one to cook, only because it can overcook very fast. So let's go ahead and we'll go ahead and put 5 shrimp on this one, which gives about 14 grams of protein and then only 80 calories as well, but great source of protein. So we're also going to add our dressing right on top. Just like that. And then for some extra crunch, I'm gonna add some peanuts. As well as some cilantro, which I already washed and kind of chopped up as well. Even if you don't like cilantro, you could always put on some parsley, or you probably even put like mint or something like that on. You can really change it up. But this is our Vietnamese style noodles with shrimp. So just like that. So pretty easy meal. You can see it didn't take me too long, but great source of protein, and even fiber as well. And again, with the vermicelli noodles, even if you wanted to switch that out for brown rice, quinoa, and that type of thing, I think that would be perfectly fine. So let me check. Okay, so someone said that if you can't grill, what do you do? So if you don't want to grill, you can do exactly what I did right here. So you can just cook it in a skillet with some sesame oil. And a substitute for the fish sauce. So that's a good question. I was thinking about that before class. I'm wondering if you could substitute maybe a reduced sodium kind of soy sauce, maybe. But I'll have to look that one up further to see what would be a good substitute for fish sauce. But fish sauce really gives the good flavor to this meal. But those are great questions, and I will definitely look that up for the fish sauce question.